Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to our farming simulator garage slash mechanics exploration type thingy of the game. We have explored a lot of mechanics and a lot of things that the different vehicles can do and so on and so forth. We sort of had a look at most of what the different things, what different scenarios we can sort of quickly push out, and we've tested various different machinery. We've had a look at various different placeables and put them down and tried a few different things with them. There's a couple of extra little bits that I want to do. One in particular right now is I want to take an animal pen. It doesn't matter which one, so we're going to go with the chicken coop, so it's not like a excessively big one. And we're going to drop that one over here. And what I want to find out, and that's answering my question right there, you cannot place it down on a straw swath. It won't let me do it. So that was literally what I wanted to know. I can go across the farm track here. That doesn't actually count. That's not going to make any difference. But I cannot put it onto a straw swath. The other thing I want to do is I want to rotate that round. Now, if you press and hold C, it goes to the grid that they've got. So we're going to drop that one in there like that, so it lines up absolutely perfectly. And then I'm going to go not Control Q, Control E. That's as high up as it'll go, right there. And I'm going to put that one about there, like that. And then I'm going to get another one, and I'm going to put over this way. Now, I can't do that because it collides with an object. There is a combine right there. I'm going to lower this one down as much as I can. Drop that one in there. And then we're going to go and take a look at the two coops that we've just dropped in there a minute. So we're going to go and visit that. And what I wanted to do was I just wanted to see sort of how it's placing in. Now, they have stated on the forums that they are working at restoring the terrain to its original level when you eliminate an item. I don't know if they're also working on making the transition between the two a little smoother, whether there's additional options going to be coming for modifying the terrain as well. I don't know. I'm hopeful on this one that even if they can't, that there is modders out there who will be able to do things. So you put the two down together. That's a relatively small one there. So then if we go back into here and animal pens, I think probably the biggest enclosure is either the horse paddock there or the large cow pasture. This one's pretty big. This one is actually pretty big. So we'll run this one over here, look. And I want to put this one onto more of a hill if I can. I want to try and get that one into more of a hill. So another thing that somebody asked me to do, and I'm going to do that as well, was buy all of the land. So that's what we're going to do a minute here. You just press spacebar to buy. Spacebar and enter, isn't it? So if I just put my fingers onto those keys there, we can go through and we can quickly buy everything that is available to buy on the map. I have given this a little bit of thought. I said I wasn't sure how much longer this series would go, whether it would be just like one or two more episodes, or a bit more than that. I have decided that this will be the final episode for now. Now, I may come back to visit this series later on. Possibly not, because I said to you in a video earlier in the week that I was considering trying a live stream this weekend. Now, unfortunately, that didn't actually work out. I wasn't able to do it this weekend, but I am hoping to be able to do that next weekend. And live streaming, I get so many people asking me if I can do live streaming, so I am going to be trying it. I'm going to do a little test run probably on World of Warcraft on Friday evening, if I can. Now, obviously, this does depend on there's a whole load of factors that do come into this, but if I can do it, I will, and then if I can't, well, obviously, I can't. It's not going to be every Saturday. I will not be doing this every Saturday, alright? I can tell you that now, but occasionally on a Saturday, every 2 or 3 Saturdays maybe, I will attempt some live streaming. So a lot of these things that we do in here I will be able to actually look at with the live streams, because I'm not necessarily just going to do the map we're working on for the normal Let's Play series, where it's a little bit more sensible. It's not always completely sensible, but it is a little bit more sensible than what we do on here. I will almost definitely come back onto here. In fact, I'm most likely to come onto this map for my first live stream anyway, so that we can do some of the things that may take quite a little bit longer than just the regular little tests and stuff that we're doing. And we can maybe do some more extreme things, and I can take suggestions and things like that. See, right here, where it's struggling to form the terrain around this one at all, but it is doing it. It doesn't like it there. There was places here that it did like it. Now, if I lower it down a bit, though, it will actually fit in quite nicely. So I can plonk that one in there. And you can see it does deform the terrain quite a lot on there, doesn't it? Now, the other thing that I wanted to do was I want to spin this one round. Now, this should be, in theory, about the same height. I can't go in that tight to it. I want to get it over to that one as tight as I possibly can. Deformation of terrain failed. So when it fails, yeah, see, I'd like it down there like that. But I think there's too much of it. It's there. I can bring it out like that. Bring it lower. Cannot be deformed there. And bring that one back a little bit. Right, so we need to start moving it back over this side, because it's saying that it's failed at the moment. Maybe try and get the two lined up a bit. And yeah, see, it's thinking about it. It's definitely thinking about it. It's definitely considering its options. We did have it. It was in green just now. Cannot be deformed right here. And then here we've got where it's saying that it's failed. And how did I get this done? I was sort of back up here, wasn't I? Well, it works all the way over there, look. So let me just come out of there a second, and now I want to go and have a look at our new cow pastures over here. And we know that the edge is at the back. When you're building into a bank with a steeper hill, we know that it doesn't work so well. Now, this isn't intended by Giants, not quite this extreme at the moment. So what they've recommended is, if you're going to be putting a placeable down, save the game right before you do, and then if you're not happy with it, exit, reload, come back. Yes, it's time consuming. They are working on fixes for this. They are trying to work on things to make this a little better. So we've got, it's kind of steep right here. But it's not too bad. And then obviously we do have the crops in between, and there is gaps in between. However, I don't think this is too extreme, right? You go over, you got a little bit of a bank here, but it does kind of level out, and it does fit. The front of it is not great. And then we don't have yet the mod that the ground modification mod, where we could paint in different roads and stuff like that. That's what we want. That would be absolutely awesome. But also to be able to extend this out a little bit further if we wanted to. What I would like is, I don't need it to be like deformed like this. I don't need it to be lifted up like that. What I would actually prefer is, for this, if I could choose how to have the flaps on the sides, whether like this or straight down so that it goes out level just a little bit further, but then have an earth bank all the way around the edges. So many farms I know wouldn't have it like this. Well, they might have it like this. You've got a 45-degree incline going into the field. That is actually fairly realistic like that. But also a straight earth bank. You know, this moving up into the field up here, maybe not, but a straight earth bank where it sort of comes out to about this far here, and then you have just a vertical incline there on a bank. That's also quite realistic as well. So, you know, to be able to have options on that, I would quite like that. That would be quite good. But now I want to go and I want to see if we can make this any more extreme. So we're going to want to find now some more hills. We own everything now. So we want to kind of see where can we place these and where can we not place them. Now we know that we can't place them anywhere where there's trees. That's just not going to work. Alright, terrain can't be deformed here. There's too much of a hill right there. It's just not going to let it happen at all, is it? And we're not going to be able to deform that terrain in any way, shape, or form. Possibly because of the trees as well. I mean, yes, that's going to block me from that bit there, is the trees, right? It's not going to let it happen. And then if we move back into here, right, this is a little bit too extreme for it to be able to deform properly. So if I lift it up, though, right, that goes, I lift that up as high as I possibly can, and then we've got this. So we've got quite a steep bank out the front. Yeah, that is a bit too extreme there, really. And so if we lower this down in, I want to, how far up have we got to go before it's happy? Well, it'll let it go to there. Can I push that in further? I can. I can push that in there. I can go almost up to it there, look. Coming back the other way, it doesn't particularly like it. This object could not be purchased. There, right. So it'll let me do it there. So let's see what that is now that we're overlapping ever so slightly. Where did I go with that? That one's all the way over there. Okay, and visit this one. We come on out of here. 2.3 million in construction costs. It is a little bit expensive. And here, because we've got it sort of stuck out the front. So you do have to plan where you put the things. And yes, on the hills, it is rather extreme. But going between these two, it's actually leveled it out fairly reasonably. It's not too bad there. And then, obviously, you know, there is bits where it's not ideal, isn't there? You know, we're looking at this and we're thinking this isn't really what we want. And then we go into the miscellaneous. The water tank seems pretty good at, like, throwing up some random stuff. Here, the terrain cannot be deformed here. So I can lower that all the way down here. And how far can I pull this out? Doesn't like that at all. I was hoping that maybe we could sort of use the water tank to persuade it to be leveled out a little bit more. I can bring it up. It just doesn't like the idea of lowering it down very much, does it? Right, I can put that one there. I do forget that the water tank does have quite a big gap in behind it. This object collides with another object. Collides with another object back there. Still saying that it's colliding back here. Yeah. So you got collisions on these objects as well. Now, if I was to sell those, I'd probably be able to modify this a little. Let's try that a minute. Oop, no. I want to go there, and then I want to go to the garage, and we want to do some selling. And what do we want to sell? We want to sell the large cow pasture right there. Sell. Right, which one are you? That's not the one that I want to sell. Press shift to move around fast. We want to go this way. Number 5. There. That's the one that I want. Right. I'm going to sell both of these. Yes. Okay. And sell you as well. Yes. Okay. Now, obviously, if you want to turn this back into a field, you're going to have to do some clever work with the plow. And then we've also got the water tank right there. So let's go back out of there a minute. And we've got 300,000 for selling these. But we've now got these level pieces of terrain. Can we do anything with like the likes of the water tank in order to smooth these out a little bit? If I stand down here, so I'm hopefully out of the way of it a little bit, it's already telling me that the deformation of the terrain has failed. So I can lower it down like that. But I can't go any higher. I can bring it to there. And that's bringing that out. That's already bringing that out. But the one bit that I do have a slight issue with is trying to get that level right on there. Because as soon as I move over here, the level drops. So I need to bring that out there. Like that. And then I can place it there. Look, see? I am actually being able to... I can slowly start leveling it out. And what I'm going to do a second... See, there's 145,000. I'm going to bring up the F1 help. And I'll go back in here again. Go back to our water station like that. Bring it on level where the cattle pasture is there, and then bring it out. I don't want it to start dropping down. I want it to go as high as I can on there. It's not allowing me to go out any further. That's literally as far as I can. I'm having to start stepping it down now. I'm moving further down and down. It'll go all the way down to there. 89,000. But that's a step down. I don't want to do that. What I want to try and do is I want to try and take it on this level as much as possible. So I sort of bring it back over there. That's pushing that level there. Now, if I zoom in a little bit, has that altered? That hasn't altered how steep it is. I'm bringing this over this way. As soon as I go up there, you can see where it's sort of raising up. So really, you want to put water tanks around like this. And you can kind of use these to push backwards. Now, there are already some placeable mods that are really cheap. You've still got to pay for the ground deformation anyway. So the extra ground deformation that would be happening, you've still got to pay for it. But the mod itself is only like $10. And we've had some people looking at that one. It does look reasonable, but I still don't think it's great. So I put that one onto there. And then I want to come out on this side over here. Object collides with another object. It's no good to me. Bring you all the way out over there. Look, see, and it's extending it out by quite a long way. Doesn't like it here. It's gone too high again. There, I can do a little bit there. So we're sort of reaching the limits of what we can do. And, of course, this is the slight problem here, is that as soon as you start building up a bank, it's got a very, very steep slope on it. Now, I can sell all of these, and then I can start working out a little bit further on that. I can start, like, moving the water tanks further back. So, it is possible you could, like, terraform quite a large area. It's just going to take a while. And my personal recommendation is simply just to get a map. Now, obviously, you can't do this on console, but you could on PC. You could take a map. You can edit in a load of money. For those of you who don't know how to edit in the money, you go where you used to go to edit the money. You go into your save game files. But it's the one at the top of the list is the career save game. No, you don't use that one anymore. You used to use that one to modify the money. You don't. Look down the list and you'll find one called Farms. It's farms.xml. Go into that one. That's the one that's got the total for the money that you need to modify. And modify that. Give yourself $1 billion, whatever it is. And then come back into the map. Go to wherever it is that you want to set up your farm and you want to build the basics of it. And then start modifying the terrain all the way around it. You don't even have to, like... there's also, like, you don't need to necessarily go to, start selling some of these, like this. We'll go around and sell them all. You could go and modify a chunk of the land, right? So, yeah, I'll sell that one. And then after you've modified the land, plow it back up again, and... so that it's plowed, but it's, you know, it's just like this. And, you know, you'd then be able to, like, spend some time earning that piece of land. You've got that perfect plot of land all set out, ready and waiting for you, and then you spend a bit of time earning it. Okay, so we've sold all of those. So next, I want to go in here. I want to go back to miscellaneous. I want to go back to the water stations. And I can now carry on doing a little bit of this. I can bring that one out over to there. Like that. And we can fill in that little bit of a gap there that we've got. I can bring this one out. Doesn't like it very much over here, but we are able to move it out a bit. We are able to do this a little bit. Collides with another object there, so we'd have to sell that one in a minute. Doesn't like it out here at all, though. This is about the limit of where we're going to be able to get with pushing the terrain out this side. Over this way, we've got a lot more room. We've got plenty more space that we can go out and modify the terrain. I can bring that one out. I can go all the way back over there. And I'm starting to now head back into the field and modify it much further. But we can do this bigger. We can go bigger than this. I haven't actually tried it with the vehicle workshop. But, I mean, you've got to be a bit more careful with the likes of this because you've got those flaps on the side and they alter in height. They're like modified down into the actual structure, which I don't think is quite as good. You got that bit sort of there that's sticking out a bit. That's what I like about the water station, is it doesn't have those flaps on the sides. You've literally just got a flat area when you're done, and that's it. Now if we have a look at the sheds here, you got the easy shed. The easy shed does the same as well, the smaller easy shed we've got right here. So we can take that one, and that one there, it goes onto the flat there. It immediately starts raising up. As soon as the terrain starts to move, it starts lifting with the terrain as well. So I want to bring that one out, and I want to bring that one up before it starts to move. Like that. And we'll just see if it alters the terrain at all. I don't know if this one does. Little tiny bit, but not very much, does it? And it's actually lifted the terrain more than anything. Now here, doesn't like that. It doesn't mind it there, but this does seem to be like modifying the terrain more. I bring that one out there. Where's it going to? This is another big sort of question. Is right, it can't be placed here. It's not raising it up enough. And I do that, and it's already lifting up the terrain on the side. So again, the shed is not necessarily as suitable. I mean, I'm guessing, yeah, we can still do that. You can still raise and lower it. So you want to bring it out to right there is already too low. And they won't actually let me alter the height of that one at all. It's set on a height right there, and it won't let me alter it. This one here, I can bring it forward a bit like that. Okay, that is actually working. Right? If I bring this one out here, I've got the set level on there. And it won't let me alter the height at all. I cannot lift. I'm trying. I'm pressing Control Q and E. It's not letting me alter that terrain height at all. And you can see that the base of the concrete, the concrete around the base of those pillars, is level with the ground. Right on there. That's level with the ground. So if I bring it out over to here, I can actually lower it back down in so that it does do that. And that's going to force out a nice... That is absolutely spectacular. That's forced out a big chunk of it right in front. So you could use these sheds for a bit of ground deformation. That would work quite well. And the same over here as well, actually, like there. I can push that in. And I'm forcing a big chunk of this. I could work my way back through and do that. This is going to be a time-consuming process. As the game is right now, this is a time-consuming process, but if you want a big level area, there are ways to get around it. You could have multiple platforms on here. We could set up another platform up here, and we could sort of work out through there, and then you could have a track going between the two, so you've got split-level yards. Split-level yards happen in farms all around the world. That is completely realistic. I've seen yards with, like, 15 different levels in them, right? You basically, they've just chucked sheds in wherever they can fit them. If you can find somewhere to put a shed in, they put the shed in, and then they start leveling out a little bit of the ground around it. And then you've got another one that's a little bit higher up, and you've got another one that's a bit lower down. Happens a lot in mountainous regions, or regions that have got hills, any kind of hills. So that's quite realistic. We look around here, we've got it's really steep on this side, but again, this is something I've worked on plenty of farms that have got steep banks like this on three sides of their yards. It makes it more difficult to get into the yard, admittedly, but once you're in the yard, you know, you are able to move around. I've worked in plenty of places that have got steep banks like this in the middle of their yards, going from one level to the other. So if you want a level area on a hill, it is more difficult, and it does require a bit more sort of thought. And at the moment in the game, it's going to be a time-consuming process to get that terraforming done before you get started, but I still think that you can achieve some really good results. I'm only saying about this because I've seen a lot of things on forums lately about people really not liking this. But the more I look at it, the more I sort of think, well, a lot of this really is kind of stuff that you would do maybe outside the game parameters at the moment. Get it set up, and then come back in and carry on playing your map once you've sort of built things up a little bit more the way you like it. But anyway, we've had a good look at the placeables now, and we've had a good look at playing around with them and using them to modify the terrain how you would like it. There is one more thing I'd like to do, And I want to take that great big shed right there. And where should we go? We can't put it down in there. We know that we can't go down into there because it's right on the water's edge. We can't go anywhere that there are trees. We've got a bit here. That's not very steep. That's quite steep there. So, look, we've got some very, very steep land here in places, and some of the... I'd like to be able to, like, just modify some of the steeper terrain somewhere. If it would let me. I own the entire... I own all of this. I should be allowed to do anything I want. I am all-powerful. Yeah, you can sort of understand why it's not going to let you do that. That's a very big shed on a very steep piece of land. So that's pushing the limits of what the terrain thing would be. Oh, there we go. We can do that one. See, that's not sort of pushing it very much. All the way down there. Let's just keep going until... Right, so we can get to that point there. You can build onto the you can build onto the hills. You are able to do it. It just there's a bit of work involved with trying to find the right spots for it, and some of the hills is just not going to work. Anyway, we've done enough of that. There was one more thing I wanted to do, and somebody was asking me if I could just take a look at the trailers. So I thought, well, okay, we'll have a look at different trailers and what hitches they've got. So we've got... it's just the ones that you've got the rear hitches on, some of you want to know. I know that one there, you've got a rear hitch on that one, so we'll buy that one a minute. And I'll back out of there. This one here, I think, has got a rear hitch as well. Yes, it does. Get that one. And then, what about you? Have you got a rear hitch? Probably. Yes, you do as well. Get that one. Oops. Nope. Back. That one does, or it used to. Yes, that one's got a rear hitch as well. And then we know that that one does there. I don't think any of the others do in the base game. I got a feeling none of the other trailers have got rear hitches. I know that Joskin doesn't, but what about some of these? Well, at least the Joskin never used to. No, there's no rear hitch on there. Now, what about you? I'm sure one of the bigger cramper trailers used to have a rear hitch on it. But maybe we don't have that one in the game anymore. There was a cramper trailer that had a rear hitch on it. Yeah, it doesn't look like that one is an option anymore. What about you? No, there's no rear hitch on that. Unless you can visually see a rear hitch, there isn't actually going to be one on there. We got the Shootermaker. That one does not have a rear hitch. And then we've got this Joskin Drakkar. Nope, that one doesn't either. Let's have a look up through. I'd be very surprised if this one does. This one's for a lorry or a dolly as well. Nope, that one doesn't either. Yeah, these big ones here, they're not going to have rear hitches. The only one maybe I thought would be like this one or the other one. And they don't either. They're not designed for road trains. Not the real life ones, anyway. Now, maybe at some point in the future, somebody will release a road train pack. Now, we know that there was a really good road train pack. So I'm hoping that we get another road train pack come back into the game. Back out of there. But at the moment, those are the trailers that we've got. We go, there's our Mahindra there. There's a track. No, I don't want that one. Nope. 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 No, I don't want to play with you. Let's have this one. Right, so we've got a little collection of trailers right there. And you can start, as far as I know, these trailers are all able to interact with each other. They've all got the same hitch on. And also the same rear hitch as well. So if one trailer will go onto another, you can hitch them all on. And then I think some of the bigger trailers, they've got different hitches. So if let me just bring this one back here. Does this one here, is it able to take... It's whether this trailer here will go behind another one. Right, I can bring that one back there, and that one will hitch on like that. And the key to hooking up a road train is to unhook the first one. So I got to just press G, and then I've got to unhook that one there. So then we go and get the next trailer. I'm going to take the smallest trailer now. And get that one there, the Stroutman. And bring you out. And hopefully this one... Now, this is the question, is... Does that one fit onto that one there? The four-wheel trailers, the ones with the turntables on them, I mean. Those will all hook onto each other. But I'm not sure if that one there that we've got on the front of the four-wheel trailer, I'm not sure if that one is compatible with the other hitches. Let's find out in a minute. Let's just turn. That one is not compatible with the other hitches. The hitch on it is too low down, right? And it looks like there's an easy way to tell on this. And I'll tell you how to tell. We just bring that trailer out there, and we'll stop that one right there. That's got a high hitch on it. You see how high that hitch is on there? And this one over here, this one's also got a high hitch on it by the look of it. I'll bring that one out, and that one, again, that one's got a high hitch on it. So this one, these two will be compatible with each other. We can put these either way round, and they're both going to be compatible. So just bring that one back, like that. Straighten up a little bit. Terrible driving on my part, but yeah, see? They're compatible because they're both high hitch points. I don't think I'm going to be able to reverse these up well enough to be able to hook that other one on. If I can, actually, maybe if I can straighten that one. I want to just bring that one that way a little bit. Turn a bit. There. Turn the other way. I've gone too sharp. Let's try and straighten our tractor up. There we go. I've gone the other way. Just back you up that way a little bit. And now we want to go a little bit sharper, like that. There. Now, if I can just bring that one straight like that. I want to go... No, I don't. I want to go that way, actually. No. No, 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 no. I want to go the other way. That was my bad, my bad. I'll bring it round like that. And then straighten it. And then it should... There we go. We can get that forge grit onto there. So that one works as well. They've got the right hitches. And in answer to your question about road trains, if you've got bales on the back, that will interfere with the camera. But just the vehicles themselves, the implements themselves, they don't interfere with the camera. Those are all completely compatible. You can put those on in any way you like, right? They all fit. So let's just move that one over there so that we unhitch the front one. And we come over here, and I will show you this green trailer right here. This can only go on the front. The other four trailers here, they can go in any order on the road train. All right? It does not matter which way round you put them. They can go in any order. However, this one trailer here, this one is the exception. Because if you look, that hitch is lower down than all of the others. So it's not going to allow you to hook that one on. Right? You can only put that one onto the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to unhitch that rear one. And this one trailer here, this is the only exception to how you can hook your trailers up. That one's got to go on the front. You can't string multiples of those together. This one over here with the four wheels on it, or the turntable wheels on it, this one is the same as the others. This one applies the same rules as all the others. And I'll back that one in, look. And that hooks up higher up. The other hitch is lower down, which is different. Okay? That's why that one doesn't work. This one's a higher up. So this one, and also all of the others, they're higher up as well, which means that they all will actually hook on properly. Now, I need to just straighten that up that way a little bit, and then we can turn that one again like that. Is that going to be enough? Try going back a little bit. Oh, no, it does hook on. There we go. See, I can put those on there. They'll all go onto the back of it, and they'll go absolutely fine. That one trailer there, that one's got to be at the very front of the train, and you can only have one. This second trailer here, you can have as many as you like of that one. Doesn't really matter. You can string as many of those along as you like, and until your tractor won't actually pull them anymore. Now, in FS17, there was a weight adjustment mod that you were able to get if you were on PC, which altered the actual grain weight of all the different, well, the weight of everything. It was unrealistic fill mass type adjustment or something like that, and it was made by the same person that did the realistic fill mass type adjustment. So you could either have a much more realistic weight for your different products, or you could have a completely unrealistic one which set it down to practically 0, so you could put as much as you liked into your vehicles and you go flying off with them, and it was absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I did use that a little bit in some unrealistic gameplay. But there you have it. There is the 5 trailers that you can use in this game so far that allow you to string together a road train. There are the others, you can't use them in a road train. They don't go behind. If any of the other trailers do have a high point on them, you could stick one on the back if you wanted to. It would be a bit unrealistic. You don't normally put the heavy trailers on the back. You normally put the heavy trailers on the front. Like I said, this is going to be the last episode for the garage tour. There's one last little thing I want to do with our garage tour before I go. I don't know if it's going to be at all possible. And I will attempt some more sort of stuff. We'll have a look at some different things when I try to do live streaming. And hopefully, we'll be able to get a live stream in next weekend. I've never done live streaming before, so I do need to set it up. But that does look relatively simple to do from what I can see. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to do something. Now, let's get Black Beauty over here. I'm going to ride you. This is going to be the very last thing that we're going to do. Going to take Black Beauty right here. And now, I know the train just went past us over on that side. Somebody said, look, you've got horses. You've got a train. You cannot leave this series without attempting to jump from the horse to the train. Now, when you jump off a horse in this game, right? Jump off the horse, you jump to the left of the horse. Okay? You jump off the left-hand side of the horse. So then the horse ends up on your right. But if we're going to jump that side, in order to be able to jump onto the... If you just jump onto the train itself, all that's going to happen is the train's going to pass underneath you. You press E to leave the horse, and then you press E to enter the train if you're close enough to it. So, my plan is to try and run down alongside where the train is going, as the train is going as well, and then sort of double tap E so that we jump from the horse onto the train as we get down here. So let me just stop you there a minute. And in order to be able to do this, we're going to run alongside where the train is running. But we've got to get our speed up for when the train gets here. And also, where does the train go? So I've got to wait now for the train. I don't know if this is going to be the best spot to do this. I don't know if we've got enough room to be able to do this properly. I think maybe I should go down a little bit further to try this. Alright, let me just wait for the train a second. Here comes the train. We are on the right track. I'm going to wait until it gets about halfway across that bridge, and then I'm going to start running. Now, I think. Right, so we're running, and I want to stay, I need to, right, double tap E! Oh, it didn't work! It didn't work! I double tapped, but I wasn't able to get into the train. It put me back onto the horse again. That was, okay, so we've had one failed attempt. We don't go anywhere near as fast as what the train does, which is gonna make this more difficult. I wonder if I go back this way, maybe I can just kind of... No. I don't think we're going to be able to do this. I don't think this is going to be a thing that we're going to be able to actually pull off, jumping from horse to train. So we'll try it once more while I'm running back up here. I just want to say, those of you who really like this series, like I said, not time-lapse, live stream. I'm going to attempt some live streaming. I've never done live streaming before. I was hoping to have done it this weekend. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. I'm not going to guarantee ever that I'm doing a live stream, because my home life means that sometimes it's just not going to be happening. And and that's at short notice as well. I might be pretty much ready to go with the live stream, and something will happen and it will stop it. I may also be doing a live stream and have to cut it short midway. That's just the way it is with me, and this is why I haven't done live streaming up until now. Because so many people have been asking me to do it. So many people have been saying, look, we don't mind that. Just at least please give it a go. Some of it might work, some of it might not. So I've decided that, yes, I will give it a go. If I live stream on a Friday evening, if I ever do any live, it'll be in the evening on a Friday or a Saturday evening is when I will live stream. And that's GMT time as well. So Greenwich Mean Time, London time, whichever you want to look at. That's when I'll be doing live streaming. It'll be on one of those times. And I will aim to start 7:30, 8 o'clock GMT. That's when I would aim to be starting. I don't know if it would actually work. At the moment, I've no idea if I'm going to be able to get this to happen or not, but I would really like to get it to happen. Because, like I said, so many people have been asking if I can do this. It would be quite cool to be able to do it, I think. And it's another thing that I haven't done that I would like to give a go and try out. So we'll see. Maybe next Saturday. So I'm sorry for those of you who've been really enjoying this series. I am cutting this one short now. It does take quite a bit of extra time to be able to record an additional episode of anything every single day. And unfortunately, I don't have lots of time. I've been genuinely struggling to get it all done. But I am hoping that, the live streaming will sort of make up for this. So, right, no. It's not happening. I'm jumping over near the train, but it's not letting me jump into the train. And I was running along then. I was actually running along properly next to the train. But my speed is considerably slower than the train's speed. You can see it's disappearing off into the distance. So I have tried to jump onto the train with the horse and, do a stagecoach, well, not a stagecoach, just a great train robbery with the horse. But unfortunately, that's one that doesn't work. At least not at the moment. Maybe we'll be able to do that another time. We'll figure something else out. But yeah. So I hope you've really enjoyed this little series. I will come and have a look at some more gameplay variations and different things that we might be able to try in some of the live streams. Some of them I will do a more realistic gameplay. We'll carry on our normal map that we've got at the moment for our Let's Plays. And then others, I will come on here onto our play around map. We can have maybe explore a few new mods or something like that. Or just do something a bit more unrealistic, like maybe terraforming a whole field and creating the perfect farm. Taking some time out to go and do something like that. But see if we can do it. See if it's possible even at the moment to create what we would consider to be a perfect farm. But we'll see. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode and the series, and if you have, then could you please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it all, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well, that would be awesome. And again, thank you very much for watching everything that I've done here, and until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later. Oh, hang on. I was going to say I was going to ride off into the sunset, but it's actually noon. It's high noon. It's difficult to ride off into the sunset in high noon. We'll try this. So yeah, we're sort of riding off into the sunset. So yep. Till next time. Thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye. And see you later.